Imagine you're at an event and there's already a recap video for every speaker and the entire event before the event's even done. Now you just sold them on the whole business.
Yeah, talk about make more money in your business, bro, right there. Sheesh.
Yeah, if you're good at what you do, but you're also not good at what you're not good at.
An entrepreneur, they're focused on running the business. Maybe they are good at speaking, but to look good on camera and to sound good on camera comes with a whole different set of skills. There's a learning curve to getting good quality video and audio out of a camera, and then let alone editing it all to make it sound and look good.
If you don't know how to set the hook for the first 3 seconds, someone's just gonna scroll through.
You almost never know what video can get you in front of the right audience.
You're focused on doing what you need to do. Being able to do that, but also documenting it would be nearly impossible.
You can't even put a price tag on that.
Alex Hormozi was the main speaker during that whole event. Dude, who's your video guy? How did he get the videos posted before Alex even steps off stage?
What's up, and welcome to the Noble Frequency Podcast. I have the pleasure of being here with Mr. Austin Madriaga.
Let's go.
And this man is extremely talented when it comes to video and production, and has actually been behind the scenes of a lot of really cool, successful business owners and video content that is just crushing and making people look really cool. And I really am excited to get in this conversation about what it means to have a Shreditor as a new hire in your business and how that can help you make more money. Before we get into all the details of that, in your best definition, how would you define who a Shreditor is?
So I would define a Shreditor as a shooter and an editor in the most fastest, effective way possible. So a Shreditor would be someone in your business that deals with all the cameras, all the audio, all the lighting. They shoot the content. And they actually, I would go one step further and saying that a Shreditor actually coaches. So it's not someone who just presses record and then edits the photo or the video. But I think a Shreditor is someone who has the capacity to provide value to the clients through coaching. And then on top of that, someone who actually edits all of the footage and then gives it to the client in honestly the fastest way possible. Sometimes it could be like a one-day turnaround. Like for example, we were just at an event and I shot the event and I edited the recap before the event was even done. But for client work, it could be like the footage could be done within a week. But that's what a Shreditor is. It's going to someone who is just really fast and really good at what they do with the camera.
Okay, so we're not talking like any kind of cinematic or like crazy color grading and things like that. It's kind of more like quick turnaround type of photo and video.
Yeah, I think if you are skilled enough to be able to do color edits and transitions and even doing some audio engineer, that could separate you. But a Shreditor is just someone who shoots and edits footage for a client. But what does separate you is having that really good color grade, making sure that the audio is good. Yeah. Because if you go through an entire shoot and the audio is bad, then you won't be able to provide that footage to your client, and then your client won't trust you. And so I'd like to say that a Shreditor has built that trust in their client to be able to give them all the footage during that session.
Okay, I love that. And so when you say shoot, you're talking about, for like even a business owner that's listening to this, you're not talking about just shoot video, but you're saying shoot photo and video?
Yeah, you could do photo and video. For me, I mainly do video just because that's what I'm good at. But if if you're well versed in photography, you can always add that in. So, but I would say that because the term Shreditor isn't as common nowadays.
It's really not.
Like I know of a few people that are called Shreditors for their clients, and they mainly do video. So I think if you are doing photo only for a client, you're probably just a photographer. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to go through full on editing of like the audio, the transitions, the sound effects, the compositions. But I think it would be more so heavy on the video side of things.
For sure. And as a business owner, why would somebody want to make this hire in their business, and how would it help them make more money in their business?
I think a business owner should have a Shreditor in their business because you're good at what you do, as you know, in your industry, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in mortgage or anything like that. You're good at what you do, but you're also not good at what you're not good at. Meaning that you're probably not good with a camera. You don't know camera settings. You don't know what it looks like to be look well on camera. And so you have so much expertise in your own field that to have a Shreditor is basically just taking that weight off of you. Like, think about how many creators there are that know so much, right, in their own field. Like, let's just say someone in the medical field, like a nurse, right? Like, a nurse knows so much about the medical field, but if they want to make content, they have to spend so many hours of trial and error. But if they just get a Shreditor, they can bang out a whole month's worth of footage in one day.
Yep.
And then now they have a whole month's worth to post, and all they have to do is just show up. So I think that's the biggest benefit, is like, you know what you know, and a Shreditor can help coach you to talk to a camera.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you make a great point, because again, anybody that's an expert in their field, or as a business owner or an entrepreneur, you know, they're focused on running the business. Maybe they are good at speaking, but to look good on camera and to sound good on camera comes with a whole different set of skills. There's a learning curve to getting good quality video and audio out of a camera, and then let alone editing it all to make it sound and look good. And so, yeah, I would definitely agree. There's a huge value in being able to hire that person to essentially just like make you look good. You know, that's kind of like almost how I see it. It's like the man behind the scenes that just always be making you look good. And not only that, not only are you just looking good, but you are promoting and marketing your business a lot of times just doing things that you're already doing, right? So do you kind of want to, can you break that down a little bit? Let's say there's some business owners that are, you know, some are familiar with podcasts, and sure, the Shreditor is helping record the podcast, but how else can a Shreditor help someone market and promote their business in some of the business activities people are already doing on day to day?
Yeah, so a Shreditor can help with things like their ads, creating and helping with funnels. These are things that are kind of go beyond the Shreditor, right? Because the Shreditor is mainly there to shoot and edit footage.
Right.
But if you're their person, right, you can actually separate yourselves by learning how to design websites, learn how to use like a school community, right? So that way you're just helping the business owner with everything that they know, and then the Shreditor kind of helps with everything else. It's almost like a virtual assistant, but like it's your videographer.
Yeah.
Right. That's if a business owner wants to level up their stuff.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And so let's just say, for example, let's say I'm a business owner and I have an opportunity to speak at a conference. How would you recommend that individual to hire a Shreditor, and what should that person tell the Shreditor to do?
Yeah. So I'll give an example. So my friend's name's Chris Punsalan. He's a caregiver, and he has built a platform for caregivers by caregivers. So he was actually a caregiver for his grandma for 8 years, and before she passed away. And now he's a creative director for a company that is global. Like, if you need anything caregiving, he is kind of the main person. So he hit me up one time and he was like, hey, I'm flying to San Francisco, and he's speaking, and he's also going to New York, and he's also speaking. And so how I leverage myself as a Shreditor was super simple, actually. I said, bro, you're really good at what you do. But if you didn't have someone to record you, all that footage is like gold to your future clients and to future caregivers who may not be at that event.
Yeah.
And so I told him, that we need some light in.
That's wild, bro. So speak to the business owners that are out there. They're already doing their thing. Maybe they have some cool opportunities in their job. How could a Shreditor help them essentially market and promote their business?
Yeah, so I actually have an example for this. So my friend Chris Punsalan, he's a caregiver. He was a caregiver for his grandma for 8 years before she sadly passed away. And now he is a creative director for a company called Tender Care. And Tender Care is a company for caregivers by caregivers. And they have an app that helps kind of caregivers, scan the app and you put all your information on there. He had a speaking opportunity in San Francisco and as well as New York. And so he needed someone to film him and kind of just be around with him throughout the whole thing. And so how I leveraged myself as a Shreditor for my friend Chris was I basically told him, bro, you're so good at what you do. Just do what you need to do and don't even think about anything video related. Like I will take care of laving you up. I will take care of getting the shots. I will make sure your audio is good. All you have to do is do your speech. Afterwards, talk to the people in the audience, and I will be there capturing every single thing. Essentially, I was going unedited, just raw footage, right? Just following him around.
Were you doing photo for him too, or just the video?
I did photo for him too.
Oh, wow, bro.
And the crazy thing is, Chris, bro, he has like 1.1 million followers on Instagram, and he built his platform through content creation. So he's a content creator. He knows how to work photo. He knows how to do everything.
Wow.
But at that point, he had one mission for the company or for whatever conference he was speaking at. And myself as the Shreditor, I wanted to give him that peace of mind. Like, bro, you don't even have to think about turning on a camera, right? You can focus on your speech. You can focus on being present with the people after the event. And that's huge, Like, I think if you as the Shreditor or the videographer can offload some of that weight for a business owner, that will set you apart. And that's honestly what's going to get you more clientele.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So I can see that being a huge benefit to, any business owner out there that's already just doing their thing. And then, they don't even have to worry about capturing the event. But I totally can see the immense value in capturing it, getting all the footage for it, for social media, or just being able to use it in so many different avenues. And as far as marketing goes, that's awesome because the business owners a lot of times are people like us, we're already doing what we're doing. And so just to capture what we're already doing, it's really the concept of just being the content, right?
Yeah.
Can you break that down for anyone that's listening or watching that isn't really familiar with what being the content concept really means?
Yeah. So a lot of people think that when they're getting into content creation that you have to essentially plan out all the things that you have to record, right? Or you have to create content, like the whole content creation phrase, right? But being the content is basically just being you, being exactly who you are. And sometimes part of that is just pulling out a phone and recording yourself talking to a camera and documenting what you're already doing. And so you can imagine if you're a business owner and you're at let's say you're a real estate agent and you're doing a house tour or a house listing, being able to do that, but also documenting it would be nearly impossible, right? Yeah. Because you're focused on doing what you need to do. But when you have someone who is like a videographer following you around, you can honestly just go about your day to day. You can answer the phone calls. You can meet with clients. You can just do what you need to do that makes you who you are. And the videographer allows you to just be yourself. So for business owners that feel like picking up a camera is so much weight, the trick and the hack is to just get yourself a videographer. And honestly, that is one of the biggest investments that you can make in today's age, because social media, if you're not posting consistently, you're forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a quick turnaround time for just content in general, right? Like shelf life is fast, but opportunities could be just really amazing from some of the content that you post. Like you almost never know what video can get you in front of the right audience. So absolutely, being consistent is extremely powerful. Hey, Are you looking to level up your videos? Maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed on the tech side of things and you're not really sure where to start. Maybe you got a camera already, but you don't know how to set it up correctly to get the most high quality image from it. Maybe you're even looking at this video now and you're like, hey, that looks pretty good. I wish my videos looked like that. Well, I want to let you know that I am currently offering strategy calls. Not sure how long I'm going to avail myself to do this, but I'm doing it now. And I just want to be able to help you. I want to answer some questions that you may have. Maybe it has to do with your camera settings. Maybe you're looking to level up your lighting, but you're not really sure what to buy or how to set it up. Maybe it's your microphones. Maybe you're looking for the best microphone for the type of videos that you're trying to make, whether it's YouTube videos, a talking head video, a podcast video. I want to just be able to help you answer some of your questions, give you some quick actionable steps that you can take today, that you can take right away to level up your video game. All you need to do is go to the link in the description, book your call. I'd love to meet you, talk to you, answer your questions, and just get you dialed in, looking crispy and clean for your next video. Now, when it comes to hiring this Shreditor in your business, what are some qualities or what are some things that some business owners should be looking at in people as far as finding that this would be the right person for this kind of role?
Yeah. So for business owners out there, if you're looking for a Shreditor, I would say know who they know. So I've worked with people in the industry like Neil Dingra, Omar Altakori, and I've worked with other clients as well. And when you're looking for a Shreditor, you want to have somebody who has a good eye for video, meaning that you should know what a podcast looks like. You should know what a talking head looks like. You should know how it looks and feels to follow someone around a conference. Can you trust a Shreditor to manage the audio when you're in a really loud conference room? And also when you're in a really quiet room where you're doing a talking head shot. When you're looking for qualifications for a Shreditor, you want to be able to know that they can handle any situation. Oftentimes when you go to a conference or like a conference room, the lighting is trash. Like it's, like the fluorescence, super warm colors. Yeah. And if you want a Shreditor, you want to just be able to show up to the room knowing that your Shreditor is going to be able to finesse the lighting in any situation. But you also want someone who's trustworthy, right? Someone who's actually going to show up with the equipment that they need, right? You don't want to go through a whole shoot and then like they don't know how to work the audio or like the audio jack wasn't plugged in the whole time. Yeah. Or like they give you footage and it's super shaky and the colors are whack. Yeah. You have to be able to trust the Shreditor to do everything for you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. I've had this question before a couple of times. People have asked me, and so I want to ask you. Okay, they say, Garrett, that sounds great, fascinating. I'd love to just hire someone to do this for me. That would take a huge load off of me. But where could I find somebody like this to hire?
Yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm going to take a little spin at this.
All right.
So I am a man of God. I go to church. I serve church. I go to a Christian church. And I would say everything that I have amassed in terms of videography and business always leads back to my faith and the church. I started serving in the church when I was hitting a button for Pro Presenter for the lyrics.
I've been there.
I think we all have. I think that's kind of where a lot of people start. Yeah. So you're just pressing a button. Little did I know that would lead me to then pick up a camera for video production. Little did I know that I would meet certain people at my church who already do video production and video content. And little did I know that I would be inspired by them, so much so that I would pick up my own camera and then do it. Now, if you are a business owner who is looking for a Shreditor, as far-fetched as this sounds, I would say first and foremost, if you're not in a local church, go to a local church.
Yeah.
And two, there is so much excellent videographers in church.
For real, bro. The creatives go crazy in
When
church.
you think about the eye for excellence and the eye for a pleasing image, people in church, especially the video production, go crazy. Like, if you work in video production, you know that every detail matters. Now, you go to a local church and you just kind of see like who's on the video team. And I can guarantee you that there's going to be someone who is young, trainable, and has been using a camera for a while.
Nope.
Now, I want to go two different routes. The first route is a business owner who doesn't want to pay too much. Oftentimes, videographers and Shreditors are undervalued because business owners really think that they're just pressing, the record button and then they're editing. So if you want to go the more affordable route, find someone who's young and hungry to just learn. Oftentimes, find it at church or just ask around. Yep. And I would say after that, once you find someone who is willing to learn, dude, just stick with them. One of my clients, I've been her Shreditor for like at least a dozen filming sessions.
Wow.
The first session, it wasn't the greatest, just kind of dipping your toes in the water. Yeah. But then every single session gets better and better and better. Yep. And I will tell you, she's gotten more money every single time we've been doing it. Let's go. If you're a business owner, there is so many people out there who has a pure joy for cameras. Yeah. Just like camera snobs, bro. Like, we'll literally pick up a camera for anything. Yeah. And if you can find them, just be like, hey, like I have a business and I'd love to do social media. Are you able to just record me doing what I already do? Yep. And then in exchange, I'll pay you. Yep. You'd be surprised as a business owner how many people are willing to say yes.
I love that. That's literally a great answer. And that's something I've said to people before as well, because I just couldn't agree more as far as some of the most talented people are coming out of the church, especially in the arts. For me, I come from more the music side of it, playing piano and keys in church, but always, even in the music industry, that some of the best bands and the musicians for these bands are all church musicians. And it's similar to the production and the video side of things, where the reason why these people are coming out at such a high level is because they're in there week after week grinding for years and years, a lot of times for the love of the game, or in this case for the love of Jesus. But the reality is that these people are honing in their skills, and they're not just like one-off videographers that are just, I'm not saying those people aren't talented. Of course, there's people that are crushing too, but the church breeds a different class of people. For sure. You know what I mean?
There's a special anointing in people that serve in church. Like the word says that God blesses the works of our hands. And so when you're diligently in church week in and week out, serving, picking up a camera, saying hello, working in kids or anything, there's a special anointing that covers you and your entire household. Ever since I put more effort into videography, bro, my whole household has changed. Like me and my wife's lives are completely different. Wow. Not just financially, but just like having pure joy and peace. So, dude, I honestly feel like the people in church that are wholeheartedly serving in church, there's an anointing over them.
I love that. That's good, bro. Ooh,
there's a difference between someone who just plays the piano and someone who plays the piano for a bigger purpose. And like, people are saved because you play your piano. Yeah. Compared to like you just play a piano for a concert, which, dude, I am all for it. I love concerts. I love going, having a good time. But when you press those keys, knowing that there is a life being saved on the other end of that, and someone's giving their life to Jesus, it puts a different perspective. Absolutely. Same thing with a camera. Knowing that whenever I pick up a camera at church, knowing that a life is going to be saved, it just puts a deeper purpose. And then that purpose overflows into like being a Shreditor, like you just value things, you value people differently.
Absolutely. That's great, man. I love that. I love that answer for sure. Okay, so I kind of want to also ask you, when someone is hiring a videographer, a Shreditor in this case, what would you say is some of the biggest differences in just hiring a videographer versus a Shreditor to help them market their business?
Yeah, I think it's coaching. I think the biggest difference.
Talked about that. I love that.
I think the biggest difference between a videographer and a Shreditor is the coaching. A videographer will set up the cameras, set up the lights, set up the audio, press record, and will just let the client talk into a camera. Oftentimes, clients are uncomfortable in front of a camera, and then they'll stop recording, and then they'll edit it, and then they'll give you footage that doesn't provide value to the client. Now, the difference between a videographer and a Shreditor, like I said, was coaching. A coach is someone who kind of guides you in your current words and formulates that into how to capitalize on social media. You know that people who capitalize on social media are winning.
Yep.
Like, you can't just talk normally on social media. I mean, you can, but like, you got to know how to set the hook. You got to know how to land the plane.
Yeah,
you got to set the cadence.
Yep, exactly.
All of that.
The strategy.
And business owners don't know how to do that on camera.
Yeah.
Like, so a Shreditor is there to really guide you throughout the whole session.
Yeah, I really love that you said that, because there is a lot of power in the person behind the camera and the coaching of not only just, obviously you're not going to tell the person like their expertise, right? The person is the expert themselves, but the way that you coach them to make them even feel comfortable before you hit record, and then how to strategically say specific things, like starting with a hook and then getting into the point of it, or the story, or the lesson. There's a bunch of different like formulas or frameworks that people kind of go through. I've heard of the PSL framework, where it's like point, story, lesson. Do you have any kind of framework that you coach your clients when they're trying to record any kind of social media video?
Yeah. So I always say the hook, the body, and you got to land the plane. Okay. Oftentimes, someone will be really good at one of the three things. So they may be really good at setting the hook, the first 3 seconds of a video, but then they ramble on for the body, and then they don't know how to end the video. Or they know how to talk the body, right? They know how to tell a story, and they know how to land the plane, meaning they know how to land, they know how to finish the video, but they don't know how to set a hook. And in social media, if you don't know how to set the hook for the first 3 seconds, someone's just going to scroll through. Yeah. So I think a Shreditor allows the client to learn all three different aspects of the video.
Yep, exactly. No, that's great. I love the coaching aspect of it. I think that's huge. And for anybody that's listening that is maybe more on the video side of things, so they're listening to this and saying, I want to be a Shreditor, I see the opportunity in being a Shreditor, how would you even speak to them as far as getting in contact or meeting other business owners and entrepreneurs to kind of help them out with those services? Yeah.
So if you want to be a Shreditor, a couple pieces of advice I want to give is pick up your camera as many times as you can, as often as you can, and learn an editing software. I think one of the biggest things that separates a Shreditor from videographer is speed. Speed wins.
That's a great answer. I
think if
that's so good.
You can record someone, edit it right away, and then be able to post it, you're not just a videographer, you're a Shreditor. And how do you do things with speed? You know your camera, and you know your editing software. And you don't even need Final Cut, or you don't even need Premiere Pro.
That's crazy, bro. These lights.
That's crazy.
These lights are not a fan right now. All right.
I can go from end. Yeah, and you don't even need Premiere Pro, Final Cut, any fancy like editing softwares. You can use like CapCut. CapCut's free.
Yeah, bro. People are doing crazy things.
But I think if you are a Shreditor and you want to get clientele, I will speak from experience. Every single client that I've gotten has always led back to me serving at church. Every single one. There's not one client that I work with that is not connected to someone from church.
Wow.
Whether that's a coincidence or not, I think I think there's a special anointing and hand of God over my life. And let me tell you, some of the best videographers and Shreditors will come out of people who are willing to serve others and not serve themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. What comes to mind actually for me as you were saying that is even just the story of David, right? And David was just a shepherd, but then he was a musician as well. And his initial role was to play music for the king and just dialing into his craft and serving. And then the rest of the story, right? This story is crazy, bro. But the opportunity and the role and the way God used them was so mightier and greater than he probably ever thought in that moment. He's like, yo, I'm here to just play music, yo. You know? And then the homie becomes just the king, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I think you've got to leverage your talents. I think someone who wants to go into becoming a Shreditor, one, you have to perfect your craft.
Yeah,
and I think it's an ongoing thing, right? Like
Excellence,
there's always things that I'm learning about a camera still.
For sure.
Always new editing tips and tricks. But I think if you really want to get into the everything, right, about becoming a Shreditor, you have to just be able to learn how to talk to a person, right? How can you coach someone to talk to a camera if you can't connect with them? The best way someone talks to a camera is if they're comfortable. And if you're awkward, right? Or like if you're just a fly on the wall being a Shreditor and you never get to like talk to your client like, hey, let's try this, or communicate with them, your clips aren't going to be great. And then they're not going to hire you again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Can you share a story where you were working with a client and from a direct relation of a video you shot for them, you saw that direct video help them make more money in their business?
Yeah, for sure. So I work with a client right now. We've been doing talking head reels mainly. So we do half-day shoots. I bring the cameras, I bring the lights, I edit them. And normally she would get maybe 200 views, average. Okay. And then we started working together, and then now she's getting thousands of views. But it's not just the views. She actually is part of a coaching program where she's learning how to create her own webinar. She now has hired 2 other people besides me, right? So she started to value the Shreditor. Now she starts to value someone who does ads, and now she has a VA. So the value that she's getting from hiring somebody, it's overflowing into her whole business. And so now she's getting more clientele. She's getting more comfortable talking in front of her webinar, and she's just putting herself out there. And I will say, like, if you're a business owner and the only thing that you care about is money and like getting more money for your business, like a Shreditor can do so much more for you than money for your business. They can make you feel confident. They can make you realize things that you never knew about yourself. They can pull stories out of you, right? Yeah, like if you're a business owner, you'll probably set up a camera and just talk about what you know. But something that I actually love to do is during a shooting session, we'll do all the scripted stuff and all the things that they need to do, right?
Yeah.
But then after a while, once I'm starting to feel like they're just so overwhelmed, like they've just been talking for hours, I will set up a different shot and I'll just ask them stories. Like, where's your favorite place to travel? What's your favorite food? Tell me a little bit about your childhood. And I can tell you from experience, my client, the best performing clips that she posts are the clips that we've done that are off the rip.
Wow.
Like
that's some sauce right there, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like people want to know about, like, for her, she does real estate and mortgage. Yeah. So people want to know about that, but there's something to say about pattern interrupters in your feed.
Yeah.
Like if you have 9 posts about real estate and then the next post is you talking that you're that you grew up and your dad worked in the airlines, so you flew everywhere and you got to travel and that was your favorite thing. That one clip that she posted, had so much more engagement.
Wow.
Now, you got a question, is the engagement bringing her more money? Probably not, because people like hearing the stories, but they're probably not going to buy your program because of that. Maybe not. But you got more engagement. So I think as a Shreditor, you have to provide both the engagement, but also like, hey, I actually think you can make more money if we work together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's both sides of it.
Yeah. To me, it almost sounds like you're just striving content coaching. Like you're almost content coaching the client beyond just the technical sides of using the camera and the audio and the lighting. But yeah, you're coaching them through, you're directing them through, and you're making them get to a comfortable place where they can just be natural on camera and then start speaking from the heart. It almost sounds like what you're describing. And I would honestly argue, you say maybe not direct sales are coming from those types of videos, but personal branding is a big topic.
For sure.
I feel like even in the community that we're a part of. And one of the biggest ways, people buy from people is, not just like knowing people and liking people, but trusting people. And when you talk about those kinds of things, a lot of times it breaks down barriers or connections are made. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, I forget what you said. Her dad was the airlines or something. And it's like, oh, dude, my dad was in the airlines. Or was airline, and just certain things like that start to make and break connections. And then subliminally over time, like people are connecting with you. And maybe it's not a direct sale today, but strategically, if you do it in your content, there's massive opportunity there still to make more money in your business, I would argue.
And if you're good at what you do in terms of being a Shreditor, clients will come to you, bro. Like today, we were both at a workshop. My client was there. And we talked a little bit, and then her friend, who's also kind of in the real estate, she was like, "Hey, I know you've been doing work with my client.
Yeah.
Dude, when can we book next month?"
Hey,
like easy, because she knows that my client trusts me. She can now trust me as well through that.
That's awesome.
Now, my story is a little bit different because I'm a full-time physical therapist, and so I don't do video full-time. And so I'm already not at a position to hunt for clients or seek out clients. Mm-hmm. A lot of my work comes from word of mouth, but that's where I need to capitalize. If I'm not capitalizing my clients to do like word of mouth referrals, then I won't have clients, So you also have to see, like, where are you in your current state? Like, are you a videographer who is pretty set and just wants a couple clients? Or are you someone who really needs to make this as a career? You know, like, then you've really got to lock in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You mentioned the business owner potential of being overwhelmed, even in the content creation process. So there's a lot of things to think about, right? If you're trying to get into this content creation game and you want to market your business. So I wanted to ask you, what is your process like from taking a client from overwhelmed to consistent and growing with video?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. The biggest thing that I do when it comes to clients being overwhelmed is we figure out why they're being overwhelmed. So for example, I have a client who, whenever we shoot content, she likes to repeat herself over and over and over again. We'll get to landing the plane of a video, she'll mess up, and then she has to start all over again. And I can see that overwhelms her, having to restart over and over again. Now, if I wasn't there or if she didn't have a videographer, she could probably just give up because she's like, I don't want to film this anymore. But I'm like, hey, it sounds like when you mess up, you think you need to start all over again, which I think a lot of content creators can relate because you want to perfect one take, right?
Yeah.
And so one thing that I've told my client was like, hey, we can split this up. Like the beauty of social media is it doesn't need to be one take. We can film the hook, we can film the body and then land the plane.
That's awesome.
And then we can move on to the next one. Because if we spend so much time on your issue, we're never going to get anything done.
Yeah.
Now, I have another client who their main issue is that they don't post like anything. Like I can give them 30 clips off of a session.
Wow,
and
that's crazy,
they'll post
bro.
one.
Okay.
And so a lot of that is just communication on the side. Like, hey, like you have really good content here.
Yeah.
Why aren't you posting? And I think there just comes an honesty with that.
Are you saying it's
client.
like an insecurity almost, where like they have it, but they don't love the way they look and sound, or they're just not prioritizing social media?
I think they're just so overwhelmed, maybe with like insecurity, like you said, like they overthink it. Like even though there's a completed video with captions, with edits, they just don't post. And so
that's crazy.
You have to just figure out what your specific client needs. A lot of that is during your session. Like, do they need help coaching on how to talk? Or is it like after the session and just encouraging them like, hey, you need to just post these no matter what?
Yeah.
So being overwhelmed with content comes in many ways. It could be in front of the camera and it could also be outside of the camera.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I can even speak to the insecurity side of things where I have been that person you're describing. I've had someone even do videos for me. We've worked together, actually. You've done some videos for me, funny enough.
Yeah.
And I have been that person where like I got these clips and I don't post them because for my own sake, I can speak my own personal stories. It's just like insecurity. Yeah. Just feeling like, oh, I don't like the way like I look. I don't like the way I sound. I knew I could have said that better. And what I've learned is just that insecurity and holding me back is actually like highly selfish, because the reason I'm even in this game is to help and to serve other people. And by me not even putting that content out is like, it's just all like selfish motive, really. And you just never even know who's on the other side watching or how that could help somebody, whether they comment or not. There's so much power in the content. And so at the end of the day, yeah, it really is just like coming from like being insecure, worrying about what other people really think about you. But if you really are cared about serving the person that you're here to help, you shouldn't even be thinking about those things. Like none of that even matters, because it's like, why are we in this game to begin with, right? We're here to help and to serve. And so it's like, nah, we got to get out of our own way. Like, you know, Omar even said that today. You know, he was speaking earlier. He was talking about a lot of times our biggest obstacle is ourself. It's our own mind. Our own mind is in our own way. And I was just like, man, that's good. Like, it's true.
We really stop ourselves. I think what overwhelms a lot of people is that they think it can't get any better than this. Like that I've posted my best video. My last video was viral. It got thousands of views. And then the video after that got only a couple hundred. And then the video after that only got a couple hundred. And so a lot of people think that they've put out their best. But you know what is the best video that you've ever put out? It's your next one. So you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that you are constantly getting better, both in your communication, the way you show up for your camera, how you truly believe that your business is serving others, you're going to keep going. Yeah, and oftentimes it's just like being super uncomfortable. Like if you look back at my old posts, bro, it's trash. It's just like
that's like everybody though.
Like what are we doing? You know? But you just keep going. And I think as a business owner, you have to realize that when you make that hire for a Shreditor, it's not gonna look pretty at first. There's gonna be a lot of insecurity. There's gonna be a lot of humility that goes with filming with a Shreditor, because a Shreditor is gonna be like, hey, that shot didn't really look too good. And you might think it did. But when someone with a camera goes up to you and they give you critiques, they probably have a better eye than you. So a lot of it is like, okay, if you're a business owner and you're trying to get a Shreditor, be prepared to be humbled, but also encouraged to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. That's where that like content coaching comes in, which I think is massive. Yeah, I feel like what you're speaking to as well is just the idea of, you know, breaking that insecurity as well for people to want to just post the content when they have it. It comes back to their why. Like, why are you even doing this in the first place? Yeah, okay, maybe it's like a marketing for your business, of course. But again, you're here to serve the people. And so that, like, just getting back to the reason and the why you're even doing this in the first place is just huge as far as keeping you focused on what's important and what's not important, and not letting that stop you from showing up and making the videos or working with a Shreditor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the business owners who are most successful are the ones who are willing to fail over and over again. And I think that's the ones that separate. If you want to be a person, like a business owner who doesn't want to level up, then don't make that investment.
Yeah.
Keep struggling to figure out your own lighting. Keep struggling to edit your own videos. But when you start to value a Shreditor, you have so much more capacity for your own business.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you talk a little bit too about how some people should look back at their content, watch, and refine it to even be intentionally a little bit better for every other future upload?
Yeah. I think you should always be looking at your analytics to some degree. Now, you don't want to get into analysis paralysis where you're always looking at the good and the bad, and then you're overanalyzing and you end up not posting your next content. But I do think it speaks volumes when you're willing to look at your old posts. Know what's working. Know what got views. Know what got more comments. Which clips have good audio and performed well, and which had bad audio and didn't perform well. You'll quickly realize how the things that truly matter are like audio and lighting. People care less people care less about the quality of the video.
Yep.
But if you have a really crispy audio, people are gonna hear that first.
I love that.
But I think you should always be evaluating, like, hey, what's really worked in my business? Especially for is it more talking head shots? Is it more walking around shots? Is it following you around a conference? Is it more story-based content? Is it more like what's going on in the world type of content? You know what I mean? Like for my client, a lot of her engagement comes from just those silly questions.
Yeah.
But those people now know her more and are willing to then buy her program or buy whatever she's doing, or hire her as a real estate, lender.
Absolutely. That's what I was saying before. 100% agree. What is something that a business owner and entrepreneur can do to look premium on camera in a quick and easy way? Maybe they have a camera right now. Let's say maybe some business owners don't even have the budget to hire the Shreditor, but maybe they have a son or daughter that's the right age that can help them out. What is something that you could give them to already just help make their video look premium?
Yeah. So if you're out there and you don't have the capacity to hire a videographer, but you want to come correct on camera, here's what I would advise. Focus on audio and lighting. So first, with lighting, you don't even need to buy the most expensive lighting gear. Get yourself a window or get yourself outside. The second thing is audio. Get yourself like $150 mic that will go a long way. It can connect straight to your iPhone, or it can connect straight to a camera.
You like the wireless mics?
The wireless mics, yeah. You can get that, and you will sound so clean that people will think that it's professional equipment. Or like you said, if you have kids, bro, just have them hold the camera. Sometimes it's the most, the silliest videos that kind of connect.
Yeah. 100%.
And there's something that goes along with a pattern interrupter in your content, right? For example, if you're someone who posts really high quality sit down talking headshots for majority of your feed, and then your next post is your son or your daughter following you around, super shaky, unedited, the lighting's not great, but someone will be like, oh dang, they're posting something different today.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not even about the video quality. It could just be more of the pattern interrupter at that time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, focus on lighting, focus on audio. You don't need to get a $2,000 camera setup.
Yep.
What you could do is you use that $2,000 to hire a Shreditor to do it all for you.
Honestly, yeah. Take the stress out of it. Hire someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
The investment will be greater than the $2,000 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I like what you're saying about pattern interrupts as well. That is something I always believe is story is king. And no matter if it's on a shaky video, your kid is just forming or running around filming you, it's always the message behind the content, right? That will reach the audio or reach the listener and the audience. And that's what's going to make them stick around and watch the video in the first place, right? It's
Yeah.
not because of the $5,000 camera or 2,000, or because of the shaky video. It's always the story is the king. You know, are you able to connect with somebody on the other side? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I honestly, I just want to say that in an encouraging way for people that are listening that feel like, oh man, budget this or money that, and this sounds maybe complicated. Like it's only as complicated as you make it, but just focus on what's important, right? Which is what you're saying, the story or the message and the content itself.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think if you have the capacity, I don't even think you should go straight into getting a Shreditor. I think you yourself should become a Shreditor first. No lighting, no audio, know how to set up composition.
Right.
You just need to learn the basics.
Yeah.
Because that way you're setting yourself up to create content for yourself over time. I think if someone is a business owner and they hire a Shreditor right away to do all their content for them, they don't really truly appreciate content creation.
It's kind of true.
They don't know what it takes to set up cameras to make sure the lighting is good. All they know is that, hey, this is money that I'm giving you, and then let me get my deliverables and then I'll post them. But if they themselves have been like, dude, I know what it's like to struggle with lighting. Like, I value you more.
Yeah.
And like, if you know how to set up a podcast setup in under like 5 minutes easily,
Yeah.
a business owner could be like, dang, you did that. And like, you set that up so quick. Like, how'd you do it so fast?
Yeah.
Like, they'll value that because they'll be like, okay, dang, I've tried it before and that's hard stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So I've seen you do some really cool things at a couple cool events that we've been a part of. And I want to know, what is one of the biggest takeaways or lessons from you serving people on the other side of the camera when it comes to these types of events? What's a big lesson or takeaway you've gotten from just being a part of this Shreditor life?
Oh, dude. So I have a funny story. I actually impressed myself with this. So I don't know if you know Neil Dingra, but he's very well known in kind of the real estate, and he has a company called Forward USA. Yep. He hosts a once a year Forward event, giant event for real estate people. Yeah. And I was one of the people on the video team.
Sick.
2 years ago, he put me on, and I was just like, oh, sick. Like, I've never met you. I don't know the whole team. Like, you must be dialed, right? Like, the whole video team should know what they're doing. So I come in, and my main role was to post on their Instagram stories, reels, and that's it. That was the only requirement.
Were you doing like iPhone videos? So no camera work?
No iPhone or no camera work, but a couple of the other videographers would send me their camera footage. But a lot of it was like, can I post camera quality, get it on CapCut, and post it? And so my whole thing was speed. Like, everybody knew that as soon as a speaker steps on stage, I would have already gotten 5 B-roll shots. I would have put that on CapCut, put music over it, and have posted it on the Instagram page before the speaker even steps on stage. That blew everyone's minds off.
Hey.
So much so that Alex Hermosi was the main speaker during that whole event. And he had a guy named Caleb. Caleb was
Ralston?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Caleb was his main like guy for anything social media.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I was backstage. Oh no, they were backstage. So it was Neil, Alex Hermosi, and Caleb. And I was in the back just like, shredding. I was like editing. And guess what Caleb asked Neil? Caleb asked Neil, I was like, dude, who's your video guy? How did he get the videos posted before Alex even steps off stage? Dude, Caleb is a guy, he's the guy.
Yeah, bro.
Like
Gary V,
Alex Hermosi, these are people who have scaled their businesses insanely.
Yep.
And then here comes me, like here's Caleb and then here's me just showing the value of speed and literally blowing Caleb's mind on how fast it was.
I love that.
So you don't even need to be the most skilled Shreditor. One, you just need to be fast.
Speed. Yeah, I love that.
You need to be fast because you will blow. there's so many people that were like, how are you guys so fast? One, it took a team. Like, I'm not the only guy.
Right.
But I was the one who was getting the clips, editing them, and posting them right away.
Wow.
So if you aspire to be someone who stands out, focus on speed in every capacity.
I love that. That's crazy. And I've seen you guys work too at some of these events and these behind the scenes stuff, and I'm like, dang, these guys are quick with it, like just putting stuff up so fast. So I totally, even kind of coming into your guys' world and like seeing that, I've never seen a team of people doing it like that either. And so I can just say as well, like, y'all are crazy with it. And I feel like you are kind of leading the pack. I mean, you're even saying from a guy like Caleb is like, wow, you guys are doing this. And like, how are you guys doing this? Like, that's saying a lot.
That's crazy. Imagine like big corporations and they have a big event. Obviously they have a full videography team. It might take them a couple days, a whole week to post a recap video. But imagine you're at an event and there's already a recap video for every speaker and the entire event before the event's even done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, now you just sold them on like the whole business.
Yeah.
Because I was representing Neil at that time.
Yeah.
And now Neil just looks so much better. And now the people in the audience are willing to buy whatever Neil's buying because he values speed. He values hiring people who are good at what they do. But
yeah, talk about making more money in your business, bro, right there. Sheesh.
Yeah, if you are a Shreditor, focus on getting people the results.
I love that. That's good. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Quick question on the music side of things. I'm curious, what do you recommend as far as people finding music or the style to put in some of these recap type of videos?
Yeah. You have to really know what the vibe and the mood of a recap video is. A recap video, I think, really performs well when it's fast paced and has a rhythm to it. Now, if you are an event where you want to put like softer piano music, lo-fi music, you can do that as well. But I think a lot of it is energy. If you can portray the energy of the room through a video, you've done a great job. So if the event is a high-paced event and then you post a lo-fi music on the background, it's not going to connect.
Yeah, no.
But if the crowd is going crazy in a lot of the shots, you want to put a high energy song on there. So just match the song. Also realize the lyrics matter too. Like I tend not to put like profanity and like I try to pick clean versions of songs because you just never know who's watching.
That's facts. I fully agree with that.
Like if you have a cuss word in a song in a video, you just never know how that's going to rub someone off.
Yeah,
like,
you're cutting your total addressable market just like that.
Takes 2 seconds to find a clean version of a song.
Absolutely.
Again, you're serving the person who hired you. Like you got to make them look good.
Exactly.
Now, if that person likes cuss words in the videos or whatever, like so be it. But I think you have to just serve them to the best capacity.
I love it. All right, if the business owner watching this, they're hyped, they're fired up, they feel like this is a great value add for their business, what is one actionable step that they can take right away after this video to help level up their brand with video and Shrediting?
If you're a business owner out there and you're ready to make your first hire, I think this is what you need to do. You need to find that person. You bring them your needs. And if that videographer can say, yes, I can meet those needs, don't even think about a price. Just say yes. No matter what the price of the videography is. Because at the end of the day, if that Shreditor or that videographer does a really good job, you probably just 10x'd your investment. But if that person does a really bad job, what did you lose? A couple $1,000? You just keep learning. But again, if you're hiring somebody, it's not going to be perfect in the beginning.
No, yeah.
I like to think of Omar El Takori. A lot of people ask him, how do you find an art? Art is a Shreditor.
Yep.
And I always remember what Omar says all the time. You don't find an art, you raise one.
Ooh.
So you don't find a Shreditor. Like you can raise it. You can grow with your Shreditor. You can start to learn the nuances of your work, of their work. Just say yes. Like if you're a business owner, if you've already put it in your heart to level up, just don't even think about price. Because how much is a couple of $1,000s that you're hiring a Shreditor? How much would that amass in your business? It's endless if you really think about it.
Yeah, you can't even put a price tag on that.
Someone can have $100,000 day off of off of one session that you did.
Exactly.
So, dude, just don't even think about money. Think of the value you're gonna get for your business, and just say yes.
Love it. Awesome. Austin, you the man. How can people find you, get connected with you, potentially hire you for your shredding services?
Yeah, for sure. So my Instagram is Austin Mad, AUSTINNMAD. I post some behind the scenes on there. You can just DM me. But I'm based out of Las Vegas. I do a lot of my work here in town, but I've also traveled for work. But beyond someone hiring me, I just want someone watching this to truly value what it takes to be a Shreditor. Like it takes a lot of excellence. Yep. It takes the right eye, and it takes someone caring about your business. So if you feel like you found that person, run with it.
I love that.
But if you feel like you are just missing that little bit of, edge, hit me up. We can start off right.
Let's go. Austin, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you.